Ventoux, the 11th time that it's played host to a stage finish. We've had 18 visits previously, but it doesn't always stop at the top. We've got very nice run down to Malocène that they can use by times. That's the way. That'll be the escape route for the teams, by the way, today. Very fast and wide open descent. It's a beautiful countryside if you ever get a chance to come. And we remember the win back in 1965. Allez Poupou. Victory for Raymond Poulidor. Victory for Lulu today. But Pogačar continues. Gained another 2 seconds today. Pogačar ahead of Jonas Vingegaard now by 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Ben Healy up 1 position. And now less than a minute behind Tobias Halland Johansson, still with a couple of summit finishes to come. Let's hear from Henrik Mas. Great day out for him. Yes, like you said, there was a lot of motivation in the team. We couldn't win today, but we gave everything. So we still have 5 opportunities, and we will try to go for them. You were launching the attack from behind.
And we're talking to him right now.
Vingegaard looks in control of his effort too. The problem is the yellow jersey's right there. One-on-one now. No more teammates available. It's a pure battle with still over 3 kilometers of the mountain remaining. Maybe closer to 4 for these riders.
Yeah, he flicked the elbow, he wants Pogačar to ride. Pogačar won't ride, there's no reason to ride. You know, you keep attacking. And Pogačar's mind is, yeah, I'll do a turn and then you attack over the top. It's down to you. You ride away from me. If you want to try and drop me, because I've got over 4 minutes than you have to try and drop me, and you have to do it the hard way and do it from the front. This season back now plays into the hands of Ben Healy, Valentijn Parepintra and Enric Mas. This could be a big day for Ben Healy, but it also could be a huge day for Valentijn Parepintra.
Ireland against France. PF Education, easy post against Soudal Quickstep. Meanwhile, Oscar Onley has Florian Lipovitz there. He's defending his white jersey. Has been considerably removed from the battle for the first 2 positions in this bike race. Here comes Parepintra again. He's caught Healy out here. Henrik Mas made his way back, and Ben Healy took a moment to respond to that one. That was a nice effort from Valentijn Parepintra. Healy, though, cruises back onto the wheel of the Frenchman. Probably the easiest part of this climb. Just around about the 6%-ish point.
Hold, and go straight over the top if you get the legs, Ben. Just go straight over the top.
Well, shown at 8% in actual fact, and there you go. Not quite the straight over the top effort, and Parepintra had a moment to gather his thoughts and his breath as well.
This is a real ding-dong up here. I've not seen Ventoux like this, ridden like this. We've got two duels going on in this mountain within 2 minutes of each other. 2.5 kilometers to go. They cannot keep going like this. You know, something's going to give, but I do think that Pogačar is able to stick with Vingegaard. Is this here, is it a Ben Healy double stage win, or is it France going to have their day with Valentijn Parepintra?
Well, Parepintra's advantage is that Ben Healy is always mindful of the fact that he kind of wants to try and take time on general, whereas Parepintra's all in for the stage when it's all he cares about.
Yeah, I think with Ben Healy's now, I think he's put that to the side. This is a potential another stage win, so he's already gaining time. So I think at the end of the day, we've got a great duel here for both of these.
Not too far from the 2 kilometers to go point. One-on-one for glory amongst the riders for stage honours and indeed for the overall. Stay out of the way, leave these riders do what they got to do today. What an absolutely immense battle we've had. Long scrap for the early break, 3 up the road. That was pulled back. Then with a large group of 34 clear of the field. 7 went out of that one. Neither of these 2 went into it because they kept their powder dry all the way to the final 15.5 kilometres. That's where they're going. The iconic weather station at the top of Mont Ventoux. The Bald Mountain has claimed a few victims today. Géante en Provence. Mas showing it about 9 seconds in. And these riders are still closing up to Healy and to Paré-Pontre. Amazing, isn't it? With 2K to go now. Where's the next effort coming from? Stalling a little bit here.
They've got a little bit of time, not too much, and I think this is in the best interest of Ben Healy. Like I said, he's already knows he's got time and everybody else. He's out moving up in general classification. He's not going to ride hard all the way to the finishing line there and drag Valentin Paré-Pontre just for time. He wants to win the stage as well. We're going to see an epic final. Who's it going to be? Ben Healy or Valentin Paré-Pontre? Ireland against France. France have not got a win in this year's tour. This could be their day today. But Ben Healy, well, he's broken hearts before and he can do it again today.
He's a world-class climber. And
Buitrago's back.
Yeah, Buitrago is, and that's a bit of a headache, isn't it? Clever rider Enric Mas and a really strong climbing rider Santiago Buitrago. Has he recovered? Because clearly not quite on his game against the likes of Healy and Paré-Pontre, but you never know. And if they continue to meander around, one or other of these riders is sure to make their way onto the front to set the tempo.
Well, this is actually helping Buitrago and Mas. Just gives them that little bit of time out. Buitrago has got a good kick towards the end as well, if it does come to it. But I think that, you know, the steeper of a gradient towards the top now, I think it suits. But I'm still sticking with Ben Healy in this one.
Yeah, I mean, those attacks from Valentin Paré-Pontre, they have been searing, and he's got a punch, hasn't he? There's no doubt about it. And Ben Healy, not known for the sort of the punchiness of his attacks, probably better at riding riders off his wheel, going for long-range attacks. Has to try and find a way to take the glory. And worth talking a little bit about the final kilometre and how demanding it is.
Oh, you've already ridden up here. You're up at what, 1900 metres almost, and you know, it does get rather steep towards the end, and it's that final right-hand bend over the top that really does hurt. So I really think that Ben Healy, he knows he's got time on hands. It's going to come down to the last kilometre now, and you know, we get four guys here. I thought we were going to see a duel between Ben Healy and Valentin Paré-Pontre, but you know, I think Valentin Paré-Pontre, well, he is really desperate to get this and salvage something for Soudal Quick Step in France, but Buitrago is a danger as well.
How's he feeling? Tadej Pogačar looked pretty good so far. Jonas Vingegaard, shorn of teammates, and is unlikely to be able to launch anything terribly surprising from the position he's got. Here it comes. That was Tadej Pogačar about to attack. The Simpson Monument is reached by Ben Healy and the rest, but here comes the attack from the yellow jersey. Tadej Pogačar is desperate to try and put a bit of daylight between himself and Jonas Vingegaard to show that what happened back in 21 was just a one-off. Vingegaard has managed to fix this one. Will he roll over the top? No, he slots back into the wheel of Tadej Pogačar for now as they reach 1200 meters to go, and Julian Alaphilippe will not deliver glory for France today on Mont Ventoux, but Valentin Paré-Pontre just may. And Vingegaard, I think, was about to get above. You don't know where to look right now, do you? Because there's all action at the front, there's all action behind, and Jonas Vingegaard did try, but probably needed to launch it just a bit early. Is the next one coming from Tadej Pogačar anytime soon?
It's like prize fighting, you know, punch for punch. Buitrago, as we thought, not over with, 1 kilometre to go.
Healy covers
Ben
this
Healy,
one.
Ben Healy looks the strongest.
Over the top of it.
No, I think he's biding his time just for the moment, right? Valentin Paré-Pontre is dangerous, so is Buitrago, but Ben Healy, let's see, I think he may have the better of the other two, but what an effort here, 47 seconds. It's going to be very close in the end. If they keep on attacking each other, it's going to be within, what, maybe 20 seconds.
Oh, and it's down to 45 seconds, as you say. This is going to be really, really close. They haven't got that much to play with there. Buitrago on one side of the road, Healy on the other, Paré-Pontre, and these are your top three for stage honours today, unless Pogačar launches one of his trademark attacks.
They're just in front, and what's that, Van Wilder, is that coming back?
Well, that's remarkable. Ilan Van Wilder, available now for Valentin Paré-Pontre. Could be good news for this group, and at least riding an honest pace to the top of the climb from here, because you don't have to pan for too long to see the looming presence of the top two on GC. Pogačar and Vingegaard not entirely out here. Can't afford to mess around too much. Dylan van Wilder gives a little nod as if to say, I'll set a tempo and tow this one up to try and set up a grandstand finish for Soudal Quickstep, but also potentially for Ben Healy, and don't rule out Santiago Buitrago lurking in fourth position. And this is where the climb is at its most demanding. We've already had 15 and a bit tough kilometers of this climb, and this is up over 10% into the final 500 meters. Well, does this tempo set by Dylan van Wilder should be good, at least to ensure that the yellow jersey's not coming back up to them. But what about the way that this is going to play the finale for Paris-Pontre?
If I was Van Wilder, I would have went straight over the top. I would have played more the tactical game than dragging it out here, because it's not a given. You know, I think Ben Healy still looks strong. Valentin Paris-Pontre, well, the closer we get to the finishing line, the more it's going to suit him. So I think going into this steep right-hand curve here, which is coming up imminently, I think if Ben goes all the way to the line, I think he should have the strength to pull this one off. A famous victory again for Ben Healy in this race, but Valentin Paris-Pontre, the closer we get to the finishing line, the quicker the punch that he's going to have left.
Well, it's Dylan van Wilder to sort of lead it out. Buitrago is trying to crowd around Paris-Pontre. And we're coming, here comes Healy. Healy launches for glory here, and immediately Paris-Pontre is all over him. Santiago Buitrago tries to react, but is he able to stay with them? Paris-Pontre certainly is there, and Healy is going to have to keep this one going all the way to the finish line from here, into the final bend. And will Ben Healy be able to stay clear? And will it be a victory for France or victory for Ireland? Ben Healy is crowded around. Here comes Paris-Pontre over it. Paris-Pontre is going to get there, I think, and Paris-Pontre has delivered glory for France. At last, on stage 16, it's the Soudal Quickstep rider, Valentin Paris-Pontre, that takes the victory. What a fabulous contest that was on the hill. Wonderful effort too. But here comes Tadej Pogačar, wants to put a bit of daylight between himself and Jonas Vingegaard. Vingegaard has launched almost all the attacks on this hill between the two of them. Almost nothing between them on this mountain, but it's Tadej Pogačar that is just going to take the honours between the masses overhauled in the final moments. The ignominy of it, but the yellow jersey cruises to the line in the company of Jonas Vingegaard. They had boxed themselves to a standstill, really, on the hill. Enric Mas has certainly made this a very entertaining stage, and Mont Ventoux has delivered, and it's delivered for France.
Yeah, they finally get their victory. I don't think he can quite believe it, but yeah, Ben Healy settled for second place. What an epic ride he had today. Got himself in the breakaway, moves up in the general classification. It's just punch for punch. Julian Alaphilippe, good performance today. Just did a little bit too much before we got to Mont Ventoux, but big day for France. Big day. And Van Wilder, where he came from, he went straight to the front because he believed that Valentin Paris-Pontre was going to win that. Ben Healy did the right thing, just came up that little bit short, but well done Valentin Paris-Pontre. He gets a stage win in the Giro d'Italia. Now he's got a stage win in the Tour, up Mont Ventoux nonetheless.
Primož Roglic trying to tow Florian Leibovitz to the line and put a bit of daylight between themselves and Oscar Onley, who looks as if has lost out. We didn't know where to look. There weren't enough motos to cover so many different fascinating battles on the mountain today, as riders are coming in ones and twos and sixes and sevens, any number you care to choose. Timon Arisman has also animated a great stage. Only leaking a little bit of more time to Florian Leibovitz on a mountain that fortunes ebbed and flowed for so many. This grindy little final moment. Finally relief from the effort for Oscar Onley. But it's glory for 24-year-old Valentin Paris-Pontre. fends off the late bid from Ben Healy to take the first success for the host nation. What a moment for him in his career. Stage win in Giro d'Italia, but this eclipses it by some considerable margin. Career-defining stuff for the younger of the Muret Ponte riders. And now coming in, some 2 minutes and 59 seconds down, Carlos Rodriguez, who's only 15 seconds ahead of, less indeed, ahead of Ben Healy starting the day. Well, 15 seconds, so he's lost a bit of time. Tobias Halland Johansson, we haven't seen him yet. He's 5:53 ahead of, actually a little bit more, just over 6 minutes ahead of Ben Healy starting the day. Kevin Vauquelin also fighting hard on the climb. A lot of gaps between the top 10 on GC.
I don't think I've ever seen a Mont Ventoux stage like that where they're stop-start attacking each other. Vingegaard's, what, 3-4 attacks and punch for punch they were going up there. I've never... Normally you get a stage where it's a bit more controlled and it's a kind of acceleration attack near the top, but they were going at it hammer and tong the whole way up there.
It's really good stuff, I have to say. Issue in doubt. All the way to the top, so much to try and digest from that one. Jonas Vingegaard, how do you solve a problem like Pog? He's by some considerable margin better than everyone else, but
sweaty hug, just what you want, eh? Nice sweaty hug.
Partner there. Give him a sweaty hug. She went out training with them yesterday. He's looking forward to battles in France to come. This is, as you say, what Ben Healy needed to do at this moment. Needed a long sprint. Managed to deal with the issue of Santiago Buitrago. But Valentin Paré-Pontre, what about that for motivation and strength? Not enough fast twitch muscle fibers to go with that climbing ability. Look at how close it was up that unyielding ramp. It's absolutely horrible little final bit. Barely able to get his hands off the bars. Coming to terms with this career-defining moment.
On attendait une victoire française depuis 2 semaines et de gagner ici au Mont Ventoux. Je crois qu'il a fait un truc magique et il a couru parfaitement. Et non, mais ça reste pour la vie, hein, une victoire ici au Mont Ventoux. Et ben, je suis très content pour lui, je suis content pour moi aussi parce qu'on a vécu une belle journée. Avoir tous les honneurs d'être ici au sommet du Ventoux.
Still working at the top 10. We had 10 riders up. We had more than that.